No, Tom Cruise is in here. But there's 4 people on it. 2 of them are McClory.
Okay. So we're going to find the inverse of this function, and the domain is restricted. Can you tell me why the domain on f of x is restricted to being greater than or equal to -5?
Because if x was -5, then it would be the square root of 0, and you can't do
Really?
Square root of a negative.
that. Oh wait, yes, no, -8.
Okay. What, Summer?
It'd be a negative square root.
If the number was less than.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if we plugged in a -6, obviously there's a lot of numbers between -5 and -6. But if you plugged in -6, you have to square root of -1, which is a problem. Okay? So to define this function properly, the domain has been restricted. The domain of the function given is x is greater than or equal to -5. The problem tells us to find the inverse. What do we do first to find the inverse?
Oh, wait.
Oh, we trade out x for y.
Okay, where's the y?
F of x.
Okay, so you don't have to do it, but if it helps you, go ahead and rewrite it. Change the f of x to a y, so y equals the square root of x plus 5. And then Luke said we're gonna swap x and y, that's step 1, right? So all the y's become x's, all the x's become y's, so this y becomes an x equals the square root of y plus 5. So to find an inverse, step number 1, swap the x and the y. Step number 2,
I think it's good. X.
solve for y.
Oh, shoot.
What would y'all like to do first to get y by itself?
Square.
A squared was x.
I will square both sides. And when you square a square root,
X squared equals y plus 5.
it kind of vanishes. I want y by itself.
Minus 5.
Okay, so I'll subtract 5 from both sides. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange it too to the y on the left side. So y equals x squared minus 5. Step number 1, swap the x and the y. Step number 2, solve for y. Step number 3,
Oh, wait, I remember, but I don't actually.
I don't remember.
Oh, wait.
It already
make it
is.
Like f -1
Okay.
x equals.
our original function says that y is the square root of x plus 5. And now we're saying that y is x squared minus 5. No, it's not. Y is square root of x plus 5. So this isn't really y. This is really
So
F
y
negative 1 uppy dewey to
f
the x.
inverse of x is x squared minus 5. Are there any restrictions on the domain?
Yes.
What?
Oh, 5.
No, because that would be 25 minus 5.
Grrr.
Are there any restrictions on the domain of my inverse? No. Let me ask you this. If you were to graph that inverse, what does it look like?
It's like a parabola.
Ah, is a parabola 1 to 1?
No.
So can this be the inverse if it's a parabola? You see the problem? That's where the problem comes in, okay? You can only have inverse if they are 1 to 1. So what we're gonna have to do is we actually have to restrict the domain on this guy. But how do we do that? Well, let's go back to the original problem. The function they gave us, we'll talk about f of x for just a little while. They told us the domain of this guy, didn't they? They said that the domain of f of x is, what is the domain?
Greater than or equal to -5.
X is greater than or equal to -5. Okay, what's the range? If you were to graph the square root of x plus 5, what's the range? What are the all possible values of y for that function? Greater than 0. Why?
Because
Are you looking at it on the, did you graph it or? Paying attention to what's going on? What does this graph look like? Yeah, I'm seeing it drawn in the air. It looks like this, right? So it's always increasing. If you want to look at it on the calculator, it looks like that. Okay, so again, what's the range of that function?
Y is greater than 0.
Greater than or
Equal to.
okay. So the range of my original function is that. Y'all with me on that part?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna back up again. How do you find an inverse? What did we do to find the inverse?
Switch.
Swap the X and Y.
Swap the x and the y. Swap the x and the y.
So the domain would be Y is greater than or equal to negative.
Can't be y, because domain's not y, domain's x. So what is the domain of this function?
X.
Gotta be greater than or equal to 0.
What's greater than or equal to 0?
X.
X is greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So we're not really specifying the domain on this, but we are also. The problem given to us says, okay, here's the function, x is greater than or equal to -5. And we say, okay, here's the inverse, x is greater than or equal to 0. If you do not say that x is greater than or equal to 0, you're wrong. This is not the inverse unless you specify that, because if you say this is the inverse, this isn't 1-to-1, it cannot be the inverse. Okay? Are you good with that? So what's the range of this guy?
Greater, y is greater than or equal to.
Y is greater than or
Negative
equal
five.
to -5. Okay? But we don't have to specify that. We only have to specify the domain when you're talking about inverse functions. Questions on this guy? Spent quite a bit of time on this one.
So wait, so the range would be X is greater than.
Can't be it. Can't be x. The range is always y.
Okay.
Y is greater than or equal to -5.
Oh.
But again, for the purposes of this problem, the answer, the inverse is f inverse of x is x squared minus 5, where x is greater than or equal to 0. So that is the inverse. The other stuff is just extra information to let y'all know where it came from.
So it wouldn't be the inverse without the domain.
Because x squared is not 1-to-1, it's gotta be there. Yes.
So on any problem that has x squared, you would have to.
It doesn't have to be just x squared, there's other functions that could have not 1-to-1. You have to specify which interval such that it is 1-to-1. Okay, so here's kind of a summary, a wrap up, if you will. If you're in the classroom, this would be a good thing to kind of screenshot. If a function is 1-to-1, then there's an inverse. That's number one. If a function is 1-to-1, then an inverse exists. Number two, the domain of f is the range of the inverse. The range of f is the domain of the inverse. If some point AB is on a function, then the point BA must be on the inverse. You swap the x's and the y's. There are reflections across the line y equals x. And then number 4 talks about how to find an inverse. Change the fx to y, swap the x and the y, solve for y, change it to f inverse. Good, good, good. All right. So how can we go about using this to actually do something with it? That's just too many letters.
H.
You could actually send secret messages to someone by encoding a message and then your friend or whatever has the decoder, if you will. Okay, it's actually easy to do with a calculator. This problem is set up very simple. I would never set it up this way because obviously there's 26 letters in the alphabet, so obviously A is 1 and E is 5 and Z is 26. So what we're doing is we've established a number to represent each letter of the alphabet. Okay, that's step number 1. So let's say I want to send the message friend. I want to send the message friend to you, but I don't want anybody else to know what it is. Now, I know what my decoder, I know what my encoder is. My encoder is 3x plus 1. You have to have the decoder. Okay? So here's how it would look. First thing we would have to do is encode our message. So if I'm going to encode this message using f of x equals 3x plus 1, and I wanted to send the word friend to you, the first letter of friend is F. F is the 6th letter of the alphabet. So I want to know what f of 6 is. Well, that would be 3 times 6 plus 1. 19. So as I'm getting ready to send a message to you, this private message, the first thing you're going to see is the number 19. And then there's going to be a space. And then there's going to be another number. And that next number is going to be f of r. R is the 18th letter of the alphabet. So I want f of 18, which would be 3 times 18 plus 1, which is
55.
55. I, f of 9, 3 times 9 plus 1, 28. Okay. So if you just saw a string of numbers, 19, 55, and 28, what does that mean to you?
Days.
Would you think that that's a message?
No.
Okay. But I'm gonna stop there. I'm just gonna send the word fry, spelled with an I.
Free.
I'm gonna send the word FRI to Tyler, and all I told him is 1955-28. What does that mean? Well,
1958 on the 28th day.
what we need, so this is the encoder. I need to decode this message. The decoder is going to be the inverse of that. Okay? So I want to find the inverse of this. So I start off, I have y equals 3x plus 1. We'll swap the x and the y. X equals 3y plus 1. Subtract 1 from both sides. 3y equals x minus 1. Divide everything by 3. Y is equal to 1/3. Just start that over there. 1/3 x minus 1/3. So that's the equation that Tyler has. Tyler has the equation 1/3 x minus 1/3. And he's going to plug the numbers that I gave him into that. And that's going to tell him what the message was. So f inverse of 19 is 1/3 of 19 minus 1/3. And what do you get? 19/3 minus 1/3. 19/3 minus 1.
6 1/3. Oh, you get 6.
You get 18/3. 18/3 is,
Why did I even have to think about that? I already knew it was 6.
okay, so he got 6, and 6 is
F.
And let's just do the next one. So F inverse of 55 is 1/3 of 55, so that's 55 thirds minus 1/3. 55 thirds minus 1/3 is 54 thirds. 54 thirds is
18.
I don't know.
so F inverse 54 divided by 3
Is it just gonna say?
is 18,
I just have to look over there.
which is an R. And then he could keep going. Anna, why are you confused?
We were just doing something totally different.
No? I found out what f of x was, I plugged in some numbers, got numbers.
No, I get that part, but like,
Then I found the inverse and plugged in the answers to get the original problem. And that's a wrap for 4-1.
Just get it work.
Okay, plan, testing should be over by this time tomorrow, so we will be in here all week, we're not gonna be messing around, we're staying here all week. Tomorrow, I'm not starting 4-2. I will start 4-2 on Wednesday, okay? And then Thursday will be a work day as well, and then Friday, I'll wrap up 4-2. Unless I can get through 4-2 in one day. And if we do, then we'll start 4-3 on Friday. I think your grade is pretty much done for this 6 weeks though. Okay, so I think whatever in the grade book right now, unless you get some grades fixed, that is what's gonna be on your report card. 4-1 and 4-2 will go on. I don't think I have 4-1 for this 6 weeks. I think 4-1 starts for next 6 weeks. Questions, comments, complaints, concerns, cares?
Too many.
I don't.
You don't care.
So how you doing? All right. How you get some stuff taken care of this week? Yes.
I think so.
You know your current average in here?
Yeah,
Okay.
3 points away from passing.
Yeah.
How do I make my MyLabs work?
Because you never decided to do the rest of your test. I don't know why you haven't done the other half of your test yet, have you?
No.
How come you never came in?
I didn't know I could still do it. Because you told me I couldn't do it besides those 2 days.
I want to fix your high school grade. Can't do a whole lot on the college side.
Oh,
You know what college is?
Where do we see the college side?
Your college grade?
Grades.
Campus.
Wait,
What do I
I'll
do
play
with
your
that?
cookies.
My cookies?
You're not.
Oh.
History. History.
hey, why does it say missing?
All
that was all that has to be done.
Yeah, one of mine has it, I've been ready 5 times, says this.
Oh my god,
That's it.
that's a lot. That's your work time?
Wait, what do you mean, what's missing?
Y'all, I just cleared my
I already
cookies.
See your grade, do you go to grade book or where?
For the high school grade, you go to Texas.
No, college.
So go to your
Campus
campus,
grades.
and then it'll say grades in the corner. Just click on
Ah,
this.
I got it. Yikes. Wait, isn't that passing?
Yeah.
64.
It's a D in college.
Hey,
It won't-
it passes though.
It won't transfer them.
Oh, so it's gonna bring your GPA really down.
Maybe it's something not covered.
Huh?
What? Oh my gosh, I forgot that I have to score at least a 70 to do the homework.
Oh, yeah.
You have to score at least a 70 on the review to do the next homework.
Oh, great.
No one wanted to remind me of this a while ago. Could have
Still
been-
making 94. Shut up, nobody asked you.
No one wants to shoot yourself.
Huh?
I hate you. Wait, what's our grade on the test? Did you already put that in the grade book? Our test grade?
I don't know if I've entered on both of them or not. Let's see, this is 2-7. I don't think I've entered test 2 yet. Nope. Test 2 has not been entered yet. So let me do that real quick.
It's hard to put this is it to it's all wrong.
What?
Mr. McCurry,
Sir?
I think it would be able to see how long it would take for someone to try to solve how to untie that. There's no end to it.
Did you do your work? It's broken all over the place.
It's gonna,
It's completely broken.
Oh my goodness, why can't I just be smart?
Okay, second test has been entered in Canvas.
Where your classroom's cold.
Get away with it.
I'm freezing.
The cold part.
Yeah. I think so too.
So go home.
Part of yellow.
Yeah, you are.
No, it gets to the actual part of the-
Oh my
Yes, I know, full part. And
Bye, y'all.
Mr. Carr, did Andrew Williams leave his keys in here this morning?
I have not seen any keys.
Okay, thank you.
That's the reason why you're thinking back and forth. Welcome, this is Yeah, we're gonna play some very intense game. You know what I mean? You know? Yeah. We're all in the stuff. We're all with other 20 people. Hey, that's the biggest, longest.
Nothing here.
So what did I miss?
We did like. Five different pages of notes. There's like a ton of work.
No, we had
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Wait, is this supposed to be
Wait,
recorded?
don't we have a UFC test?
Right, I'm going.
Don't make me show right back.
I was very bored.
Where's Christian McCord? Dude, this he was just here.
No good friend day.
Oh, is the white girl here?
226. Come on, it's even worse.
Hold on.
Yeah, go back.
Real good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright.
You're not eating in my room.
I know. No homo.
Have the receiver. I'm so sorry. Oh, crap.
Okay, the warm up is number 1.
Yo, what did I miss?
Wait, hold on.
How am I supposed to put that in?
Hold on. I'm changing my mind. The warm up is number 3. Actually, one of the best classes today, right? Number 3 is what you're gonna enter in the Chromebook for your question of the day.
Oh. Jeez. Still in this time. Oh.
Whoa, everybody's here.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Imagine that. Even Chloe's here.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Mr. Gordon. I forgot the quadratic formula. I forgot.
Sing it.
Quadratic,
Sing it.
A, B, C, D.
Sing the quadratic formula.
Forgot it.
Y equals.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah, you
X
don't know.
equals.
Okay, thank you for giving me the answer.
X equals.
X.
I'm gonna make everybody go back out in the hallway and come back in.
X equals negative.
Wait, tell me this.
X equals negative.
It's
negative
B
Negative
square root of
square
F squared.
Minus, wait, plus or minus the
Sing it,
square
Mr.
root
Gory.
of B squared.
really simple.
A so I know. Minus 4AC over 2A.
Yes.
How do I remember that?
You sing it.
Thank you for that one.
X equals negative B plus the minus the square root.
Pressure.
Fresh.
Minus.
You going?
B squared minus 4.
B squared minus
4A
4A squared. 4AC. All over 2A.
We can sing.
I know how to count.
Like, no, you
Let's go. Get it done. Get your warm up done.
Hey, Mr. Ford, yeah, of course.
What's that?
So you said negative B squared, okay? What if
What's your B?
negative U?
Negative 1.
Oh. So U is 1 squared? I mean A is 1 squared, right?
Wait, what's the question?
Do number 3. Answer number 3 in the Chromebook. Zeph, you need to go to Crit's office?
No.
You want you set up and get busy. I'm about to look at those answers. Looking for some answers, see what I got. Someone earlier today answered today's question and said that the answer is a designation of certain protected areas to protect wildlife.
I think they misclicked my question.
Yes, I think Trey answered his question of the day in the wrong class.
It was me?
Yes. You typed a designation of certain protected areas to protect wildlife.
Oh, that's Mr. Kennedy's pass.
Like, what?
It's Mr. Kennedy's pass, so I had that same question.
So far, I've got an answer from Mr. Nino and Mr. Knox. No one else has answered yet. Let's go.
You don't put any calculator yet. You have to do this. Wanna go to that? Just rewrite it. Okay, you do that.
Front row, quit talking, get busy.
And then you divide it by two. You divide it by two. Oh.
Front row talking to each other and all submitted the wrong answer. Do your own warm up. Have 5 people that have submitted answers. We've got a long way to go. Let's go, guys.
Mr. McWarren, let me be honest with you. I forgot a step,
Probably.
and I don't remember how I got it. Cause I get a bigger number than I.
Cole has now submitted a second wrong answer.
Okay, I don't know what it is though.
We have no idea.
What is this?
The formula's on the board. I don't know what the problem is. Plug stuff into the formula.
There's only one number.
No,
Yes.
not all. If it's just a letter and it doesn't have a number next to it, that means it's the equivalent of one.
Start calling people out by name who haven't answered yet.
Oh, okay.
They're doing their warm up still. I'm looking for correct answers.
Anthony, Zeph. I think that's all I've got for this quiz. Nope, and Kayla White.
Middle of the room.
It's $100.
Where's mine?
I wait.
I lost you. Hope you trip and fall. That's fine.
Zeph, I need an answer.
I don't know how to do that. But I'll give you one.
Formula's up there.
No. No, we don't know that.
What's A?
I don't know what A is. There's no A up there. Oh, there's no A.
What's A? Look at the equation. What's A?
There is no A.
1.
Oh.
What's B?
Negative
-1. What's C?
10.
10. Plug them in. Let's go.
So B is 1.
B is -1. Sir, look at your equation. It says u squared minus u plus 10. That would be that'd be 1u squared. So A is 1. Minus 1u, so B is -1. Plus 10, so C is 10. Let's go, Hector. Ariana.
B.
Balake.
So then what's 4?
Rodrigo. Abel. Ingrid. Let's go. Ariana gave me a good answer. I'm not saying it's right, but she gave me a good answer.
A.
Rodrigo's giving me an answer. Abel can't even spell answer.
So you're saying you have to spell the answer? I know what the answer is.
Oh, okay. Can I split no something?
Put an example of it.
Well, it's not.
Well, you just
it's
put in an
words.
answer.
Just put it in there.
Mason, come here.
Oh my god. What? Like about your sleep.
You wanna go?
What does that even say, Zeph?
No solution.
No, that's not what that says.
Oh, I don't know, it's no solution.
That's obvious.
Well,
That's no solution.
Well, it says solution, so I assume it's this whole.
Wait, Mr. McRoy, is it no real solutions?
Oh, no, real solution, that's what it is.
Oh my god, y'all are.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's negative.
Y'all are crazy.
What's negative?
I figured
First
out.
number.
Oh.
No.
I figured it out because he
Rodrigo
said-
told you.
He said Abel spelt it wrong.
No,
It was
because we're in Spanish and I translated it.
Whatever.
You can't translate.
Shut up.
Can you speak properly?
He told me about it.
Blake, what is no real soap attempt?
Ask Miss Craig. It's on my notes right here.
Soap attempt?
So,
What is a
No.
soap attempt?
Ask Miss Craig.
Blake can't spell it.
Dude, that's an O, that's an L, that's a U,
Are you
C-I-O-N. No real soap.
You know what I meant.
No, he didn't.
Guys, quadratic formula, you always start here. Always start there. Okay? That's what's that called? Start, huh? Discriminant.
Yeah, that thing.
That's the discriminant. Start with the discriminant. Okay? So A was 1, B -1, C 10. B squared, -1,
-1/2.
-1 squared minus 4 times 1 times 10. What's -1 times -1? 1. What's -4 times 1? -4 times 10. 1 minus 40. -39. What's the square root of -39? What's your calculator say? Type it in. Square root of -39. Is that what it says?
No, it says 6.24.
No, it does not. Type the square root of -39.
Oh, negative. I didn't.
Negative 19.5.
Oh yeah, no, no.
Yeah, no real numbers. I mean.
Square root of -39 is non-real. So, the correct answer for number 3 is no real solutions. Okay? We'll find out later that there is an answer, but it's not real.
How do you spell solutions?
SOLUTIO.
He's just gonna spell it on
Please stop.
Solutions, okay.
You got the L and the U backwards, and you wrote soltion. I'm like, what the heck's a soltion?
It says
I don't
soul.
I guess that's,
Last lesson wasn't helping me the other day.
why don't you go sit on your sofa, Tim, and figure it out? All right, guys, here's where we are. Tomorrow you have your EOC for English, right? Wednesday, you have a test in here.
Same.
Okay, you have a test in here on Wednesday. You should do fine on it. You've been paying attention.
We have a test. I have tests in 3 classes Wednesday.
Awesome.
Me and Trey do.
I have 4.
Okay.
You want a trade?
You have a 26 question, I think, review in front of you. How many questions are on it?
20.
Huh?
20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's due on Wednesday. It's due on Wednesday. What are we doing the rest of the day in class? What are you doing tomorrow in class? What are we doing Wednesday? Test. Guys, 10 questions on the test.
Oh, really?
Like
Okay.
program?
The test on Wednesday has 10 questions.
Question.
Okay. Thursday will be test corrections. Friday will be the last day of the 6 weeks, so if y'all have any zeros or work that has not been turned in yet, that must be turned in on Friday. Okay, get it in, okay? Starting next Monday, we'll have 3 weeks of review. We're gonna be looking at release star questions. I'm gonna talk about calculator. There's 5 different categories. There's 26 problems, 23 problems, 20 problems, 20 problems. So we have about 120 problems we're gonna do over a period of 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. Okay, it's 15 days, so it's not a lot per day. Okay? And then the week after that, the Tuesday after that, will be the EOC for Algebra 1. So it's right around the corner. Okay? It's 4 weeks from tomorrow.
I can all these in.
Okay? If they're done, yeah, if they're done. They're gonna be graded late, but I bet a late grade's better than a 0.
He takes forever to grade late grade, so don't get excited.
Questions for me? Okay. If you are working on the review, and if you are working, if you're just sitting around waiting for someone else to give you the answer, you're gonna be working by yourself. If you're sitting just talking, you're gonna be working by yourself. I don't have a problem with y'all working on this review together, okay? I'm gonna pass out papers. Question?
So remind us when we're going to do that Friday or now, if I have needs.
You need to tell me what you need.
I don't know what I need.
Can you look
That's
in
not
your
my
grade
problem.
book, please?
No, you should be able to access it online.
See, I've been trying to look the whole year, and every time they say this, sorry, she's not here at the moment. Come back later.
Who are you talking about?
When I go to the office and ask to speak to the woman that runs the grade book, whatever thing, for my password, she doesn't give it to me. She says, come back later.
Okay, we'll go back later.
Huh?
Yes.
What does it say when it is in the
Werewolves.
What?
I know I'm like.
I'll just.
I'm
Hey,
just picking my chair.
we're working on math, not learning Spanish. Get busy. Mr. Zero.
Oh, I'm just gonna move the whole desk.
Mr. Zero.
Abel's been working pretty good this year.
Okay.
In my class.
1-0 in your. That's warm up.
Okay, we're about to be in a situation where everyone's working by themselves.
Here.